Hello, welcome to the darkness. There's a little bit of light on my face from the toolbox in front of me, but we got a new surprise. Oh, we got a door activated dome light so you can see me again. Uh-oh. There, now it goes off. Yeah, you just gotta shut all the way. Oh. 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 Oh, didn't just get it far enough. Ugh. Isn't that neat? But that's not all. So, having a black car and being a victim of sometimes having to rerun a race because you can't clearly make a call. I have put an idea in motion and then James pulled it off. Yep, we got lights on the front. And no, they're not red. Believe it or not, I kind of get over being called Kit all the time. I've been in a car for over 20 years. It's an old joke. So instead I went with some like kind of boat lights. So we got yellow and green. So when there's a motion blur in front of the camera, we should be able to clearly see these guys in front of the car. So instead of a beam tripper, got some lights. I think that'll work just mighty fine. Oh. And then, without further ado, turn the lights on in the shop so we can see. Finally got some stickers on the car for a lot of our super helpful sponsors to help us out every weekend with parts. And it's taken a minute to get them on. And sorry guys, just trying to figure out where I want to put them. So I think we'll get lots of visibility because there's always so many camera angles from up high and the back center. So I know one of our camera angles hits that almost every time. But yeah, some small improvements to the car in the shop this week before we head out for Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's them. Let's go win this thing. Let's go do it.
Advancing, now we're at the exact opposite, losing an hour. Or no, we technically gained an hour and lost an hour. So when we were in Knoxville, it sped up and then it went back. Right?
I'm just laughing when Megan said that New Mexico does not border Colorado. She said that in her interview this week.
I haven't watched the latest one.
She thought she got New Mexico and Arizona transposed, which makes sense because they're the same. And you have to tell me if you're watching this and you're a local in these states, you got to tell me what's different because they're both dry, barren, very little grass, very little moisture. I mean, what's the big differences?
The sign.
The sign is different.
But like in their defense, the same can be said about West Texas.
That's fine. I'm talking about New Mexico and Arizona. What's the difference? To me, first in my head is I think more red in Arizona for some reason. Maybe some more cliff faces, more like the galleys,
Adobe shit or whatever. Like I'm trying to what you would call the rock that's
rock formations.
Yeah, like it's not red dirt per se, but like because all this out here is sand.
Cactus? Is there more cactuses in Arizona?
Cacti. I don't know.
Anyways, random thoughts, drive down the road. That's it. We gotta find a bathroom. I got a potty.
I'll go pee.
Alright, so we are away from the music, so we talk now. We are out here at Albuquerque Dragway in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I feel like we took a goat trail to get up to the racetrack. And the GPS actually wanted us to get off the road and go up and over some of these trails.
You wanted to take the sandy road.
I don't know if you can see that. There's the airports over there for Albuquerque. And there goes an airplane trying to get over the mountain before it can't. Yeah, I wanted to take the dirt road to get here, and
by dirt he means the dunes.
The dune. Yeah, the hill of sand. And Eric thought that wouldn't be a very good idea, so I actually ended up missing our turn. We were talking about this, and then he had me. Well, I was gonna turn around, and what he said looked like some too loose to handle quicksand. So I put it in 4-wheel drive, and we went to a little bit harder packed area, and we turned around, and the truck bogged down quite a bit. It definitely, if it was loose and shitty, it definitely would have probably been stuck. So
nice. They got like yardstick lights.
Oh yeah, they got little solar lights.
Yeah.
So this is the return road. We're gonna go check out the return road. You know, kind of get familiar with the tracks. We've never been here, and so we're driving down that right now. I think this is a quarter-mile facility, so lots of shutdown. Probably won't have to use the chutes. So let's see. Car in left lane always turns first. That's good. They got driving directions for us. You know, that way we don't have a mishap where the car in the right-hand lane turns across, and if the other car is still going too fast, especially when they get off the track early right here, that you end up having a T-bone incident. So that would be good. So this looks like it's the first turn off, and then we got another turn off way down here. So if we got a good tune-up in, it makes a nice good pass, we'll probably be coming down here to turn around. And not bad. I did a little research before I came up here on how fast I thought everybody was going. That's a lot of rocks. Oh my gosh. And I had a number in mind, and I had to pedal it once or twice on that one. There's so much dust blowing around. This surface is pretty dang dirty. But I had to pedal it a couple times, but we still went within about 500, so I think the fastest guy out here is going to go, and about 3/10 faster than the average. So I'm just going to put it out there. I feel like we've got a good hot rod. So they the general vibe here is that if you're an out-of-towner, you're kind of not welcome fully, and that's not from everybody at all, but if you are yeah, if you're out of town, yeah, a little haze around you. So we're just gonna use that as some motivation. So I feel like we got a pretty fucking good hot rod, and you know, that pass went pretty good. That was Lance Carnegie we lined up with on that one, to do a test pass for Friday night here, and he got out on me when I was pedaling, and then we drove around him. But man, this track is so dusty that really could go either way right there. So we're gonna pull data, look at a couple things, decide if we're gonna change some things. But for right now, I feel like we could probably just one and done it for tonight and not put any more hits on anything. So we'll pull some logs. All right, so we're concluding Friday night. They just had a motor go kaboomy on the track, and there's been tons of blowing dust. Tomorrow, I don't think the winds are supposed to be as bad, so hopefully it's not as dusty. So far, they're undetermined if it's going to be a prep or no prep, and undetermined where they're going to do the starting line. So tomorrow we'll get full details on what kind of race we're actually in for. So, because at this point we've heard it might be a radial race where they drag and spray every round. We heard it might be a no prep, or we heard that they may just be spraying it every other round or whenever they feel like it. We've been told multiple times by the announcer that the 505 is here to send the out-of-towners home.
Yeah. I remember.
The good news is they may look at the data log, and everything must be working pretty good. The loose stator is doing a pretty good job, so it's handling this air pretty well. Our test pass, we went out there after the dragger went up and down the track about 3 dozen times while we had this dust storm going on, and you can see by our tire tracks on the surface where we picked up the dust. So I'm kind of crediting that's why we spun. And depending on where we are in pairings tomorrow, I mean, obviously it's going to be a chance we're going to have to take, but I think that I can accommodate or make corrections to that pretty well. So luckily I'm used to going down subpar surfaces pretty well. So
It reminds me of San Antonio.
yeah, all the dust. Just not the DA. So the blower's still doing pretty good. We did speed up the blower just a tiny bit from last weekend to compensate for the air change, and that's working great. So that's mirroring our boost from last weekend pretty well. Fuel usage is still up there pretty good. I forgot to tell you that. Yeah, I barely had to pull out any fuel under boost.
Really?
So yeah, it's actually working pretty good. So I think we're in pretty good shape there too. We just need to plan accordingly for the dust. And tomorrow, once we figure out what kind of race we're actually having, so I don't understand why they can't just have like a set format and this is what we're doing and going forward. It's like they're,
well, I mean, like
it's like they're trying to keep people guessing. And that's okay.
They allowed a track rental.
Yeah, they did do a full day track rental yesterday for all the people that could make it.
Yeah,
we're gonna go find us some Denny's or something. So, because we kind of missed the last call for all the other good food places. So, get out of here, take a shower, wash all the sand out of our eyes.
I always feel just, there's so much dust and sand in the air, you just feel dirty.
Well, it's because it is dirty. It is in the air. It's so nasty.
Like it's
in my chest, it's in my lungs. Duh. I'm gonna be coughing for about 2 months straight after this one.
Like
again.
my hands is a little bit dark from doing the tires, but like earlier it was just brown from touching the car.
Brown. So, all right, well, that is gonna wrap up our night of testing high altitude. So, one and done.
And for the record, the weather is beautiful out here.
It is pretty nice. Yeah, we're down to 82 degrees ambient, 7,800 DA. And there's very, very little humidity, obviously, so it's pretty nice, especially when there's a breeze. So
no, they consider 17% humidity humid out here. That causes an actual heat index.
So, all right, well, we're out of here. We'll be back when the sun's up. Alrighty, it is Saturday. It is dark again. They have had some setbacks today. We've got 28 cars in small tire for $20,000. They allowed small tire guys to make a test pass starting at like 6. It was supposed to be like 4. And very first car that went down, it ended up going down like 6:15. He unfortunately tapped the wall, and that didn't get it to where we wrapped up the small tire test round until about 7. I opted out from making a test pass because of how dark, or I'm sorry, it gets dark when my phone shuts off here, because of how much the air is changing from start to finish of the night. So we put new tires on, put new spark plugs in it. The new plugs makes it sound a lot better. So when I fired it up this week, it took quite a bit of cranking because we rebuilt the fuel pump on the car, and I didn't prime it and I didn't hit it with a little ether or anything. So I cranked it for quite a bit. I think it just got the plugs, and the plugs had last Saturday on them when we were at Knoxville. So I had all those runs on it from Saturday. So anyways, we did plugs, we did tires a day. And then Eric and I have been kind of hanging out and kind of scoping out the competition. We're still feeling pretty good. So I think that we're making good calls. We've got first pairings figured out on 6th pair right lane. And I have Michael Dickinson with Squirrel Tuned Tuning. So he's got a pretty cool red and black Nova Chevy 2, and we got him for first pair down, or sorry, first round, 6th pair. So we've got the car heat soaked so that all the aluminum rods, everything's warm. We got everything filled up. We got new tires on, new plugs in it, a little bit different tune to try to pull out what we can out of this track for the DA that we have. And I got a pretty good plan for that. So, and then depending on how this round goes, if we need more, we got NX on board. So we'll just squeeze a little bit and that should help where we have traction. So last night was pretty dusty. Today the wind has been down since the sun went down, but it was really, really windy earlier. We actually almost lost our NX canopy. We had it weighted down and lots of weight on it. I had to hang on it, and Eric had to hang on it to kind of keep it in place because it was trying to go bye-bye. So that was pretty exciting earlier. Then we had some little showers, but the rain dries before it hits the surface, but it'll hit you. It's pretty interesting. So pretty pumped, getting pretty excited. Ready to drink like some caffeine or something because it's almost 9 o'clock now. And let's talk run order. They've got 7.0 ran first. They have unlimited class, which is anything goes. So a lot of the small tire guys jumped in that. 6.0, daily driver, stick shift, truck and SUV, which they got into the lanes now, followed by small tire. So we'll be getting called any second. We'll be going up. Wish me luck. Gonna need it. Need to get through this one, and then once we get a handle on the track on this pass, if we move on, then we're gonna be trying to speed it up as we can as track conditions allow. So gotta watch for this dust. If there's no dust, then the track I think is gonna get faster and faster for us. If there is dust, then we'll just have to adapt quickly. So, and we do okay at that. So, all right, here we go. I'm so sorry, I forgot to hit the fucking record on that, Megan. Right, anyway, first round recap. Felt good. We got first round covered. Felt like a good pass. Hopefully this thing shows a decent pass. Okay, this shows good. This shows fantastic. So that's great. All right, we are definitely in the hunt now. That's great. Okay. Now I just gotta get out of the road because we are way too close to the race surface. We just raced Michael Dickinson here right in front of us and shut my car off to wait for him to exit the track, and the car is not wanting to restart in this high altitude. Looks like our weather station took a crap on me, so it's leaned it out way too much now. So I'll have to make adjustments to the tune manually. That sucks. Wonder why that died. All right. felt like it spun a little bit early. Let's take a look at our old graphic here. Alright, that was faster. Alright, cool. That was much better. Much better. Can I make it? Can I make it? I don't think so. Oh, so close. All right, back for dark interview. Got to run off somewhere where there isn't classic rock playing, so we don't have issues on the old YouTube. Round two. So this Vega is moving pretty good. It was on our radar earlier. We were watching times of it, and he raced. So really, the big matchup that's coming up on this race is me versus Mike Keenan. From what I've been told, Mike Keenan has the small tire track record here, and it's a good number. We're closing in on it, so every pass I make, we get a little closer to it. And with as far as the drag he's been off lately, might already be there. Might already be there. So, gotta find my laptop. I don't know where I put it, but I gotta make. I gotta pull a log and see if there's anywhere to give improvement to. So that was a pretty nice increase there. I like that. That was a pretty good number, and I feel there's more in it, but I don't know exactly how I'm gonna get out of it yet. So I am gonna hop off here. We're gonna go figure that out, but we're on round 3. So it's pretty late in the morning. It's already 12 o'clock. It's already midnight. So I estimate if we go to the finals, probably run the finals about 3 or 4. So we're gonna go up here and get ready. So they're gonna be calling us up for Tidball here shortly. That was kind of close on the light. I'll have to wait for the official call to see if I may have left a little early. The reason why I did that is because I just went out and two small chips to 636 to 136. So we didn't catch it in time to see the blower out before that round. So I made a call to try to make sure that if the blower blew up mid-pass, hopefully we wouldn't cause any damage to the motor to prevent it from running again, and that I would have enough food to choose to finish. So you gotta see if it's clean or not. I feel like it's probably going to be clean. So I mean, it was pretty close. So, but I did anticipate the light. So not very often I try to do that, but that's the name of the game with flashlight. So if you can take the stab, might as well do it. I have been summoned to the starting line. Rolling up here to see why I've been summoned. I got a good idea. Right now, Terry is helping out Eric pull the blower and switch the blower and the gear set out. And we got oil on number 8 plug. So
Limpy has something to show you.
huh?
Limpy has something to show you.
I know, it's puffing oil out the driver's side, passenger side.
They both moved at the same time.
We both moved
jumped.
at the same time? We both jumped.
Well, you guys, both of you need to stop guessing.
It was so.
Both jumped. Both same frame.
Well, if we left at the same time, don't we just go off the distance?
I don't know. You guys.
Yeah. There's a
I mean,
little.
if I was in the same position, would you agree?
Alright, so we both jumped. So we're gonna rerun it right behind limited class. And I had them by about half the car on the finish line. We were starting to nose over a bit due to the blower kind of being crappy and number 8's using oil. So I gotta go see if it's a rocker arm bolt that's letting oil down through the threads, which I hope that's what it is. Or I may have actually hurt the ring pack on number 8. Number 8 is our problem child of a cylinder. So if something is going to go wrong on the motor, it's almost always going to be number 8. So, and that's with tons of timing pulled out of it, a little bit of fuel in it. I mean, there just isn't much more we can do to make that hole happy. I mean, the plug looked good in it all day. Just is what it is. And on that, the last run we noticed it huffing a little bit of oil on that side. The plug looked okay. It didn't really have any oil on it. Then this last run, it's pretty dark. So it's got something going on in there. So we're gonna try to figure that out while we change the gear drive on the blower from a 150 to a 160 and then put the 121 on it. And I think I'm gonna spray the 225 shot on it. But look at this team of guys on that. Get all kinds of help. All right, so I'm pulling out of the race completely. We found 2 broken valve springs on the passenger side when I was looking for oil consumption that was coming down the intake rocker bolt into the port, which is not. That's actually all tight, looks like. So looks like our springs are just kind of getting aged, which kind of sucks. I put really nice valve springs in it about 20 runs ago, so it's kind of bittersweet there. Want to give a shout out to Terry Thompson's team, a couple spectators helping out, It's Not Rockets crew. They came down and were thrashing on the car, getting the blower drive swapped from the slow speed to the high speed, getting a 121 on there. You know, really just helping out, because apparently I misplaced most of my tools and they just jumped right in and grabbed what they needed to grab. And man, they really gave us a fighting chance. But I'm afraid with 2 broken valve springs that we're not far off from losing more valve springs, and I don't want to risk more than we've already got damage. So we're gonna pull it out and try to save what we can for another day. So thank you everybody that helped out. Really appreciate it. It means a lot. So it's like 2:30 in the morning and we don't have a hotel for tonight, so
Unlimited Big Tire, you guys have had plenty of time. Let's get you guys up here to staging lanes. Want to send some cars down the track. Come on down. I'd love to see you. Want to give you a big old high five and a howdy doody from here in the staging lanes. Come on down, Unlimited Big Tire. Let's see you here in the staging lanes.
So we're gonna pack it up, and we don't have a hotel for tonight, so we're just gonna hit the road, and I don't know, I guess I may just drive all the way home. We'll see. So pretty awake right now, but you know, after we spend 45 minutes packing up and get 30 minutes on the road, maybe done. So I don't know, that's a bad thing. We didn't know when we were gonna get done here, so we didn't know where or when to book a hotel, and hotels get funky about trying to check in late anyways, so we're gonna have to just see what we can do. So thank you guys. We came out here, we ran as hard as we could. We conceded and gave the win to Javi with the first gen Camaro. Since we both jumped on the exact same frame, I was like, maybe I got you to the finish line first because I jumped a little more. So maybe the camera just can't tell. So he's pretty good dude, or pretty cool guy. So we're gonna leave it in his hands, see if he can bring it home. So unfortunately, that kicks us out right before the money rounds. So they were paying back to semis on this race. We had good hot rod, it was running hard. I think we were running the number we needed to win this thing, but it sometimes not in the cards. So, you know, this was a risk we took, running a loose stator and having all these RPMs, thinking the track was gonna be worse than it was gonna be between Kentucky last weekend and then this weekend. And for those wondering, we did actually pull spring pressure on the heads in the last like couple rounds. So, well, probably last like 10 rounds. So, and they were good. They're still sitting pretty happy. So unfortunately, it is what it is. We're done. So we're gonna get it fixed up for hopefully War in the Woods on the 14th. If not for sure, Outlaw Armageddon. So that gives us about 3 to 4 weeks to get everything ready. So we're gonna get home, do a damage assessment, get her together.